Alright, so I was working on this system right here. It's got an Athlon 2 X4 630. We got a GTX 650 Ti boost. And I was just about to run a benchmark on it, and I actually got a notification from the motherboard. It's an ASUS motherboard here, and it said that it noticed some over voltage and it shut off to protect the components. Yeah, and everything's fine. I just booted it back up to Windows 10, and I'll show you the power supply here. So it's an Enermax Tomahawk, kind of a shoddy power supply. 405 watts apparently. This 650 Ti boost can pull up to like 125, 135 under load, and it recommends at least a 450 watt power supply. So that's probably why I was getting that error. So let's see what happens when your power supply isn't good enough, or if you just have a bad one.
So the interesting thing is, this is actually my second time running a benchmark stress test to get the graphics card to shut down because the power supply overvolts it. I tried using Furmark first, and I couldn't get it to do that same thing. So I don't know if user benchmark is slightly less intensive, or if there's just something very specific that it's making the graphics card do that requires the power supply to spew some extra voltage in there, which in turn turns off the card. So I found that interesting. So this was only happening with user benchmark. Unfortunately, I didn't get to run any other tests.
Oh, there we go. Yep. So now you can see I actually still got the blue LED on, and it's gonna try posting again. But then it's just gonna hang right here. So what I'm gonna do is just shut off the power supply, turn it back on, and then we're gonna press the power button, and let's see what happens now. Wait for it to post again. Loading the express gate, which I actually don't know what that does. There we go. So, power supply surges detected during the previous power on. But yeah, everything is working fine. Let's just load default values and continue. Yep, and then we're just gonna boot right back into Windows. And everything's fine. I don't see any smoke coming out. So yeah, I will replace power supply on this, but like, this motherboard's from like 2010 or 11, and it has plenty of protections in place to protect you from a power supply that might overvolt you. Now, I've unplugged the Enermax piece of junk, and I have the Corsair CX500 just kind of hanging in there right now. And I'm gonna run user benchmark again, and we're gonna see if we get the same error. Wow! Look at that! Yeah, I'm not gonna take a screenshot Windows 10, but yeah, there we go. So, everything in there is looking fine. Benchmark's still running up here. So, looks like it's just the power supply. One power supply doesn't work, throw in a different one, everything's solved. Man, look at that graphic. Look at those graphics.